moved into my little neighborhood because it was quiet, it was cozy, it was family oriented, and it just felt like a safe environment to be in. My concern over the warehouse being built, and I'm gonna try to make it very concise because I'm afraid I'm gonna echo everything everyone else has said, but I'm concerned about increased traffic. Raymore Road is the only way we have in and out of Meadow Lake, and it's horrendous in the mornings, to say the least, trying to get into 8 o'clock traffic. So I'm concerned about increased traffic, I'm concerned about decreased property values, and I'm concerned about safety. Decreased safety for the children of our neighborhood with all these semi-trucks, it's just kind of disturbing. One thing I thought about is we have a large deer population in those woods, and you have to be very careful at night. When you come into Bryant Parkway, you make that big curve, you better have your bright lights on, you better slow down. Then when you come on around Bryant Parkway and you come onto Raymar, you've got a whole another population of deer. I've seen bucks before, have y'all? Okay.
Don't forget the ducks.
But the bucks are more dangerous than the ducks to me. I'm concerned if they clear out those woods, those deer have to have somewhere else to go. They're gonna end up in the Raymar fields, which they already are at. They may end up across the interstate. And I just foresee major traffic problems with deer and semi-trucks. So I would just request that maybe they look at another site. I don't know if it would be at all possible for them to take their present location and make the whole bottom floor, the semi-bays, and build up on their building. I don't know. Just a thought. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Barbara Champagne. I live at 3608 Village Green Drive. Obviously, I don't have a prepared statement, but I'm the second house in. And when I look at the little drawing of where they're gonna build it, when I walk out my door to go get my mail, I'm gonna see their front entrance. There's no bike path in Raymar as it is. So yeah, we are having safety issues. The other thing is like 2 or 3 years ago, we met about the same property and we were promised a retention pond. And it was gonna be built down at the corner, so all that water had somewhere to go. Now we're talking about 20 feet in, clearing all that absorbing land and putting cement in. Where is the water gonna go? There's a lot to this property. If you haven't ever walked it, I walk my dogs out there. It's up and down, it's marshy. There's so many other issues that go along with it. But my main concern is I'm the second house in. I'm gonna be hearing semi-trucks 24/7. It's not why I moved to Bryant. And I hope that you would take the citizens of the area into consideration, because she was right. One way in, one way out. One way for fire trucks, one way for ambulances. We got one way in and one way out. And you're corking us. And you're making it unsafe. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Robert Sharp, and I live at 3207 Meadow Lake Drive. And most of the things that I was going to say have already been said, so I'm going to be brief. The flooding is my main concern. It's already a river coming down Meadow Lake Drive. The mayor Saturday morning told me that this would solve those problems, but I understand most of this got started in August, and I just can't imagine how that's all been worked out. And I would like for somebody to explain to me how it has been worked out. Also, there's as you know, Gar Springs Church has developed a really nice soccer facility right across the street from this location. And, it's already, there's hundreds of cars that park there. And, when you get all the tractor trailer rigs and the, people trying to leave the soccer fields, children running around, it seems like there should be someplace else in Bryant that this, and this is obviously not a facility that's gonna benefit just our area. This appears, the magnitude of this building, it's got to be a distribution center for a multi-state, for LKQ. I mean, it's not, it can't just be for Arkansas. I mean, it's just too big. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But I just urge you, please vote against it.
Thank you very much.
My name is Debbie Fletcher. I live at 3611 Bryant. Me and my husband moved to Bryant 6 years ago to be closer to our family. What got our attention instantly was the beauty of the area with the city still surrounded by a lot of wooded area. Our first house was off the Spring Hill. I won't go into any other detail. 1.5 years ago, we found a beautiful, tranquil area called Middle Lake. Not far from the interstate, but relatively quiet, peaceful, and we fell in love with the quaint homes with its sidewalks and duck ponds. We understand that there was the possibility of some commercial development on the eastbound service road, but we never dreamed that the development was to also include an industrial park and that the wooded area would be so devastated as there were no signs along Raymar indicating what was coming. In a short time, we have spent time, effort, and money on making improvements to prepare for our new home for retirement. It's why we moved here. We love to decorate for the holidays, and we do it for the enjoyment of others. This Halloween was our first time to enjoy so many children out trick-or-treating. You are turning our dream home into a nightmare. There are other places to build without interfering with the good people that live there. We didn't just move into a house, we moved into a home, and now all planned upgrades are on hold. We are concerned not only with what all has been mentioned, you already know because you've done read the website, what's going on. But we're also concerned about the toxic runoff from trucks, and now I understand there's a fuel pumps that are going to be on this site. That needs to be addressed. I still believe in Christmas miracles and God answers prayers. Please, I beg you, reconsider and do not turn Raymar and its neighborhoods into an industrial area. Thank you.
Sure, you're gonna be able to read that. But, I
Your
came
name,
tonight.
please.
I'm sorry, I'm Donna Lewis, and I live at 3412 North Crescent, the beautiful neighborhood over there. I came here tonight just to listen and, not be heard. But, I just feel like my heart's gonna be out on my chest if I don't say something. I am a new resident. My husband took a job here in Arkansas. We moved from Louisiana, and we started looking at cabin and looked all the way around west. And when we hit Bryant, and then we hit home. And we bought a home and, on Crescent. We already have, train noise, plane noise, and speedway noise. And I'm afraid that this would also increase the noise. But I just wanted to say, in Louisiana, I was on the town council. So I know what it's like to sit where you're sitting and to have the public come and speak. But another thing that I learned by living on that council is that everything legal is not always right, and everything that fits the rules is not always good. And so as you're a city planning group, I pray that you'll plan to keep Bryant Parkway beautiful as it is. Today I saw an 18-wheeler on the traffic circle. And I thought, seriously, is this what it's gonna come to? I hope not. So I just want to say, as a newcomer, you have something special here in Bryant. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. It's a wonderful town full of wonderful people. And I do go to Gower Springs, and they have some great kinds. I'm not speaking for them tonight, but they do have some wonderful kinds that are now wonderful. And so I just hope that you'll take into consideration that even though it may meet all regulations, it may not be what's best for the town.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ron Hunter. I had not planned on speaking here tonight, but I think there's one big point that has not been made. It's been touched on. First, the attorney has more or less said that if this fits all the existing criteria, you have no choice but to pass on this. One, I disagree with that. Two, I don't think it meets all the existing criteria. I was looking at your zoning ordinance on the web before I came over here. Safety is mentioned 16 times, various times. Not to be very safety, but safety. You've got a responsibility for the safety of those neighborhoods. If you put hundreds of semi-trucks, and we're talking hundreds, if it's the minimum of 25 per day, you're talking a very, very dangerous element. When somebody dies, and somebody will, it'll be your responsibility. Think about that. 16 times is what you said. Say, the Institute of Highway Safety, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety has stated 98% of the deaths involved in semi-truck accidents are with people in passenger cars. We have people jogging. We have people walking their dogs. We have all kinds of things. People trying to use those neighborhoods. There is no way this meets the criteria of a neighborhood.
Thank you, sir.
My name is John Pompano, 2903 Timber Creek Drive. I apologize for the hoarseness of my voice. I have left most of it in Afghanistan a few years ago, so bear with me. Mr. Chairman, your point is...
Scoot back from the mic just a little bit.
Is that better?
Yes, sir. Just
Your
don't-
point is well taken about us not coming to the planning committee meetings as much as you might like. It seems to me the last time I came to one of these meetings was 16 or 17 years ago. And the issue under consideration then, if I recall right, was putting in a truck stop in just about precisely the same location that we're talking about now. And I seem to recall that one of the reasons that that motion was defeated was for safety. And as I think about what has changed between then and now, the only thing I can see that has changed is that there are many, many more children in the vicinity. They're in and out of Raymar Field all the time playing soccer. The residential area has grown considerably in the 20 years that we've lived in Lexington Park. I worry, like some of my fellow citizens have said, about the safety aspects. The issue of children out there on the road with all those semi-trucks, people walking, people running, and the ability of fire, police, and ambulances to get in and out if they're needed. Now, I understand the need for the city to grow and to bring in new businesses, but I think this is the wrong business in the wrong location. Because from where I sit, to put this warehouse where we're thinking about putting it would be to put the safety of our citizens at risk, and especially our children. And if we choose the business over the safety of the kids, our priorities are exactly opposite of what they should be. Thank you.
Good evening, my name's Tim DeClerk, I live at 4110 Hanover Drive in the Lexington Park subdivision. We won't take up a lot of time because we'll echo mostly of what's already been said, some very good points brought up. Concerns to me are noise. Have there been any studies done on the noise impact, the traffic concerns? A big problem is water runoff. We already have some problems in our surrounding subdivisions with the water runoff from other places. Again, why couldn't LKQ build, expand on their already, their location? Crime, again, is a big problem. Property values. We've all invested a lot of money in very nice homes, very nice yards. These places are already nice, and we don't want to take away from that. The wildlife population, of course, is another problem that we impact. The Geyer Springs Church soccer field, very nice facility, a lot of money spent there. That would be impacted. Insurance rates, how would that be affected? Tax rates, would the taxes go up? I've lived at my location for 18 years. As someone previously said, my wife and I looked all around and we settled on this place because it was a very nice location. We moved here from Northeast Arkansas, so we were picky. I just think we really need to think about this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This time I see that we've had, I counted 10 comments so far. 11. Usually we do not have comments except on public hearings, so we need to move forward in our new business, ma'am. Go ahead.
I hadn't heard any of this, I'm going to say previously, but I agree.
Closer to the mic.
I agree with everything everybody said before me.
You ain't.
My name is Lee McGraw. I live in Lexington Park.
Thank you.
And I've not heard this being stated before, so I'll make an addition to what's said before. I propose that the committee members travel Raymar Road, one way and the other way. Please take time to go, not during the day at 2 o'clock on a sunny afternoon, but at night when it's raining and when it's dark, because that has become increasingly hazardous to go down that road. Now, on the site plan, which is what y'all are going to approve or not approve, I suggest that you make an adjustment. On the site plan, there's a new road that's going to be built. It's going north to south, cutting right in front of the new warehouse. That's going to have traffic enter into the area off of the access road and exit back onto the access road. But the south side of the street exits right onto Raymar. If you're a truck, turning right out of there and turning to the right, you're gonna go down to the new Bryant Crossing exit.
that area has become every day worse and worse. You'll hit a truck, you'll wait on, if you're a small car, you have to hustle to get out, to get on that street to go around. If you, let's go back to that same street that they're proposing to build. If you turn left out of there, which they're assuming their trucks will not, if you turn left out of there and go all the way to Show has an area right before you get to it on Raymar that is, it even has a big sign, this road narrows, and there's no sides to that road. It goes right to the ditch. It also goes up to Show where you can't see from the right and the left sides. Is the city prepared to expand that road, to put in curbing, to put in signs and stoplights and all that stuff? Do you have the budget to do that? Because that's going to be a hazard. Trucks are going to figure it out. If they can't turn right out of there, they're going to turn left and go around. This is the time for you to plan ahead. Not like the north end of the Bryant Parkway, where you waited until it was built to determine that Highway 5 needed a stoplight there, and now you can't get one. Not like the entrance from the Bryant Parkway, which we used all the time, and suddenly the parkway was open and there wasn't a stop sign there. Several accidents happened before a stop sign. And I know that the highway department owns that area, and it's difficult to get them. Is that mine?
It's your call. Yes, ma'am. Brief.
Okay, so it's difficult to get the highway department to do anything there, but if you plan ahead, maybe you'd be able to do something about that particular little area that is going to be hazardous. My suggestion is that you remove that road or make it to where the trucks cannot turn back onto Raymar, that they can only enter and exit back onto the access road, which will solve a lot of our issues about Raymar Road. Thanks for listening.
Thank you,
Thanks
ma'am.
for the extra time.
Again, I'd like to make a real short comment.
How
Real
short?
About 30 seconds.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
All right.
This will be our last comment.
My name is Gary Hoffman. I live at 2705 Raymar. And what I'd like to find out is C2 regarding your zoning states that that area is set up for light industry. This is a 300,000 square foot building with 80 semi-truck loading docks and 25 trucks daily. If that's little, what is heavy? That's it.
Thank you, At this time, I'd like to close public comment. I do appreciate each and every one of you that came and also shared your concerns. And at this time, let's move forward to the LKQ warehouse. White David Associates requesting site plan approval.
Good evening again, Commission. At this time, Colton, can you bring up those plans for your plan? So yes, what's in front of you this evening is a warehouse. As you've seen in your packet, this is its location along the I-30 frontage road, in between that and Raymar Road. As you know, we've already spoken with this, with the preliminary class, the street improvements that are occurring. The one thing I'll state there is that they are meeting the master transportation plan. So, you know, that's a plan that was passed by both the planning commission and the city council, and had lots of public engagement. And part of that is what the design of those roads look like. So in this case, that means taking, Raymar Road and making it into a minor collector, which is what is designated on the plan. It also means building a connection between the frontage road and Raymar Road. So those are things that are specifically called out in that master transportation plan. The design of that road, Bryant Crossing, as it's shown there, Bryant Crossing Drive, is one that would be our local street designation. That's our lowest of our designations when it comes to size. And the Raymar is designated as that minor arterial, which is the highest designation.
Can you speak up?
Of those size, no problem. It has gone through DRC. It has, it meets, the codes that we have for you. I wanted to speak, shortly on the stormwater on this side as well. If need be, I'm sure I can ask, our city engineer to step up as well. But the flow, of that side, flows westerly. So it flows, across the side where their pond is located. So the majority of that water will flow across the side, will be detained in that pond. And as it is with all of our stormwater projects, with our new, or all of our projects, when it comes to stormwater, the basic rule there, it's much more in depth, but you can't put any more water on your piece of property, on your neighbor's piece of property, after the project than before the project. So basically, at that point, the flow should be very similar. I think one benefit to this side is it's moving a lot of that stormwater that's occurring across, away from the subdivision that's across the street. So the majority of that will be discharged on the other side. They also.
Please, ma'am, sit down, ma'am, please.
He's got it wrong.
Go ahead. Ma'am.
Pond already floods.
Please let the gentleman speak. He's the head of our planning and development, and he had a statement to make.
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate your compliment. Go ahead, Fred.
Okay, so, and when looking at the stormwater on this site, it is specific to this site specifically. It's not, since this is the acreage that's being developed, that is the amount of stormwater that's being contained for this. As you can see, that's the site. There's also the commercial design standards,